There it is. Hello. I just tried recording this video. My daughter wouldn't let me, so we're gonna try again. Beans. Beans, beans. Beans, beans. Good for your heart. The more you eat, the more you fart. The more you fart, the better you feel, so eat beans with every meal. One time I sang that to a waiter at Denny's when I was like 6 years old, and I have not gone back to Denny's since then. I just did a poll on Instagram and asking what you guys wanted to see. Hello, sorry for my disgusting view. But I just asked you guys what you wanted to see, and majority said pregnancy story / birth story. Here's my daughter. This is Paisley, but her nickname is Beans. Say hi. She's very sleepy and miserable, so please bear with us. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. So I'm gonna try to make this quick because my last video I just tried filming. It was long because she was very miserable. I know. It's such a hard life for the baby. Who do you see? Is it you and Mama? I know. Oh, you caught it. Good job. You slobbered all over Mama. Okay, let's start from the beginning. That's not breast milk, by the way. That's her drool. Shh. I know. You can play with Mommy's bracelet. That's okay. Only a few months after we got married, found out we were pregnant. Yeah, didn't like have any like symptoms right away. But I just randomly would take pregnancy tests. Still randomly do. And this one was positive, and I was like, maybe it's not. So I took the second one and the third one, they were all positive. I was like, all right, cool, I guess I'm pregnant. Told my husband, like, yes, I am pregnant now, I guess. But we were just excited. There's a stone missing out of my bracelet, Beans. Where'd you put it? Oh. 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 After finding out I was pregnant, I told my mom first. She was over the moon excited. Told my sister. She was so freaking excited too. Then I think we told his parents. They were very excited. And then I told my dad, who was also very excited. I forget when I told my brother. I forget when I told him. Because I don't really see my brother that often, so I don't remember when I told him. But he was excited too. He was very excited. My brother is like the sweetest person, especially with babies and kids. Like, he's the best. Like, I think he'd make such a good dad one day. So I announced on social media on Mother's Day last year, which I know is so cliche, but I thought it was cute. Oh my goodness, Mommy's eyelashes are getting stuck on the glasses. I love you. Can you breathe? Take a deep breath. Go. So she's laughing now. So what happened after that? I'm gonna speak in a soft voice so she doesn't freak out. She's okay. She's just tired. I know. It's such a hard life being a baby because you don't know what's going on. Give me them toes. Give me those toes. Announced on social media on Mother's Day last year, just saying, you know, like, baby Sackler due in November. I was due November 22nd, which is the day before my half birthday, which I thought was really cool. Everything went pretty smoothly with my pregnancy. I didn't really have any issues. I did fail the first glucose test, but then I passed the second one. If you guys are pregnant or planning to get pregnant and you're nervous about the glucose test, trust me, it is nothing at all. Like, it's just drinking. It's basically like drinking like fruit punch or Propel. If you like Propel, it's really good. I was nervous about it because everyone told me how like gross it is, but it wasn't gross at all. Like, it wasn't even that thick syrupy consistency everyone says. I'm rubbing her toes. She loves having her toes rubbed. It like makes her pass out immediately. So past that, I didn't really have much sickness in my pregnancy. Like, I was nauseous all the time, but I was really good at controlling myself not to get sick. except for 1 week after Memorial Day last year where I had a stomach bug, and then when I got over that, I had gotten food poisoning from Chili's, which was really upsetting. But aside from that, that was like the only like week out of my entire pregnancy that I was like uncontrollably sick. Halfway through my second trimester and like all through my third trimester, I was having really bad pain with my sciatic nerve, and it like kind of like caused problems with bending down, standing up, and all that stuff. Like obviously it was no-go for me. So I ended up getting a doctor's note saying, like, because my job at the time, it required, the position I was in required me like standing up, lying down, moving all around, and it was really painful. And they were very short-staffed, so I didn't want to call out, but I was trying to like maybe switch positions with someone, and I had a doctor's note for it, and they basically disregarded my doctor's note and told me that there was nothing I could do to help me. So I kind of pulled myself from that department and went to a different manager and worked for her instead. And she was really nice and understanding. Like, she let me have a stool my entire shift. She was always asking if I needed anything, if I needed to switch with somebody, let her know, which wasn't always easy, but I mean, I understand because it was very short-staffed. But aside from that, like, everything was pretty good. It's just the sciatic nerve that really caused my problems. I didn't really have much feet swelling. One time at work where I looked down and noticed my feet were like freaking balloons. But I had comfortable shoes on, so it didn't bother me too much. Yeah, it was 99% of the time, it was just my sciatic nerve that really killed me. Like, it got to a point where I would just lay in bed crying because it was so bad. She is out that fast. I have my white noise going on my phone, so that she's not bothered. I never really had any other issues from that. Once it got down to like Halloween, so it was less than a month before my due date, that's when I was like really struggling to even walk or anything. And I was just ready to just be done with my pregnancy. Every appointment I went to, because I was going, at that point I was going every week, and I was like 1 centimeter dilated the whole time. And I kept asking, like, you know, what's the update? Like, asking the doctors, like, do you think I'm going to labor? And that was another thing. For like 2 months before I actually went in labor, they told me that they think I'd go into labor like any point from then. So I had my car packed, I had her car seat ready, everything was done, and we were all like anticipating that I was having an early delivery, like early birth, but that didn't happen. I actually went in 3 days before my due date. I went in labor, and when I went into labor, they found out that I actually did have preeclampsia, which I should have been induced 2 weeks before my due date. So that was kind of sketch, but I mean, I was healthy, she was healthy, so they weren't too worried about it. But so at the end of my pregnancy, like, my husband and I were just going to bed every night at like probably 6 or 7. Like, we were in bed early because I didn't want to do anything, he didn't want to leave my side, and we just were so like dead. On Thursday, November 18th, my husband and I were watching Letters to Juliet. We were laying in bed, and I started getting really bad, like, crampy feeling in my stomach and lower abdomen, but I didn't think anything of it because I was getting that a lot, like, in those final weeks, so I was like, whatever, it's just normal. And then it would happen again like 3 minutes later, and then again, and then again, and I was like, all right, maybe I should call. So I called, and obviously they're closed at that point of the day, my OB, but I had the operator. She was like, just give it like an hour, see how you feel. If it gets worse or progresses in any way, just call us and we'll go from there. And I was like, all right, cool. It kept happening, but I was so tired that I laid down, and I did manage to fall asleep for like 30 minutes. But when I woke up, I felt even worse. So I called again, and they had the doctor on call me back, and she didn't call me back for like another hour after that. And she was like, all right, yeah, just go in. At this point, it was like 2 in the morning. She's like, yeah, just go in. Like, well, I'll see you in a little bit. I called my mom and told her I was in labor, that I was going to the hospital. Meanwhile, my water never broke. But I ended up going to the hospital. I was in labor, and they admitted me at like 3:30 in the morning. And my dad wakes up super early for work, so I texted him, let him know like I am in labor. They checked my cervix when I went into labor, and they said it was 3 centimeters dilated. I shut my location off. I didn't want anyone knowing I was at the hospital yet. I didn't want anyone knowing I was in labor. I had only told my parents. My sister ended up FaceTiming me later that morning when she woke up and saw I was in the hospital, and she like freaked out. She's like, oh my gosh. My husband, meanwhile, had literally told everyone he knows that we were having a baby that day, that I was in labor. And it was overall a lot easier. Why is my camera focusing on my armpit? I'm so sorry. It was overall like painful, but kind of easy. I was very, very nervous. And obviously, you know, like I said, I went to bed at like 6 or 7 o'clock that night. So I didn't eat a proper dinner at a proper time. And when I went to the hospital, I was too nervous to even eat on the way there, because once you're admitted, you're not allowed to eat. Like once you're admitted in labor, you are not allowed to eat. So they gave me ice and clear water ice the whole time, and that was not cutting it. Like I was starving, but I don't know, I couldn't eat anyway. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't. My husband the whole time was whining that he was hungry, and I was like, bro, you can literally, like, the hospital we were at is a very well-known hospital in the area I live. Like everyone loves this hospital. Like they're the best when it comes to labor and delivery and all that. And I will say all my nurses were phenomenal. They were very nice. They were very helpful in like my nerves and questions and anxiety. Like they were so comforting, so sweet. But my husband the whole time was whining that he was hungry. I was like, bro, you can literally go across the street to Wawa, you can go over to Chick-fil-A, you can go anywhere. There's a Five Guys, Chipotle, like there's everything around right now. Go get food. You can eat, I can't. But he felt bad that I couldn't eat, so he didn't want to eat. And also in the hospital they had like a little kitchenette down the hall. I don't think this is focusing really, I can't really tell. They had like a kitchenette down the hall, so he could have gone there too. And the nurses there were also like, do you want anything? Do you want crackers? Do you want? And I also packed snacks. Like I packed fruit snacks and crackers and waters and like bland food, but it was still food. But he didn't want to eat because he felt bad. After they checked my cervix and saw that it was 3 centimeters dilated, about an hour later they checked again, and they were like, oh, you're 9 centimeters. And I was like, girl, what? It's like, there's no way I'm 9 centimeters dilated right now. But apparently they said I was. And then someone else came in and checked and said, no, you're only 4 centimeters dilated. And I was like, all right, cool. That's what I thought. My camera's about to die, so I have to make this fast. But anyway, the anesthesiologist came in, and when I tell you, there were like 10 nurses in the room, including those boys. And the only person that made a reaction to the needle was my husband. He was like, oh shit. I was like, why would you say that? And sure enough, I was saying far worse things when they gave me my needle. But yeah, that was very painful. Very, very painful. I almost broke my husband's hand from squeezing it so hard, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Long story short, because my camera's about to die, I had her at 9:16 p.m. on November 19th, and she was 9 pounds 6 ounces. She was a huge baby. I was pushing for 4 hours off and on, so that's that. But she is the light of my life. She never had colic. She's a usually very happy baby, except for when she's tired, as you just saw. But yeah, that was my pregnancy, labor and delivery. If you guys want me to give a little more in-depth video about this, please comment below, and also comment what videos you want me to do as I'm coming back to YouTube. But thank you for watching. She is asleep, and I love her, and she is so cute. But that is all. You guys have a blessed summer, year, whatever. By the way, she's only 7 months old now, so crazy. But yeah, you guys have a good one. I will see y'all later. Bye.